Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the SAFE 360 conference. So SAFE stands for the Safety Innovation Forum for Europe, and the 360 attached to it is there to show that what we want to do is to have an all-round perspective on safety issues. In other words, to look at them with a 360-degree review. So I'm Eric Fernandez, the EASA Safety Intelligence Head of Safety Intelligence Department, and I will be guiding you today in this conference. So before we start out, I would like to share with you our vision of safety intelligence, because this conference is there to serve this purpose. So what is safety intelligence from this European-wide perspective? Let me start where we want to end, with the end result. So for us, the way we see safety intelligence, the ultimate goal is actually to identify the safety risks and, of course, their mitigations. So we want to know where we have problems and how to solve them. Now, where do we start? Well, you would agree with me that we have two basic things at our disposal. Data, many data that we generate as an industry, and the expert knowledge. And we have a lot of expertise in the different organizations, operators, manufacturers, training, maintenance, and so on and so forth. So the trick to go from the data and the expert knowledge all the way to identify the issues and mitigations is to organize processes. On one hand, you need to capture those data, store them, and be able to process them so you can use them. And then you need to organize this analytical capacity. So the set of these processes, well, this is an SMS. And when you do it at the European level, we call it the safety risk management system at European level. But I think this conceptual view is valid, as a matter of fact, for any SMS that all of you have in your organizations. So safety management system. So let me go a little bit deeper in the details. So when we talk about data, what are we talking about? Well, the safety reports, of course, that we all report when we see a safety issue. And they end, most of them at least, in the European Central Repository. We have the flight data that operators use to manage their flight data monitoring system, the traffic data, and much more from training organizations, maintenance, and so on and so forth. So we all capture those data and we try to analyze them in our organizations. Now, when it comes to organize the analytical capacity at the European level, we have a number of forums. In particular, what we call the CAGs, or the Collaborative Analysis Groups. And there, we, EASA, take the initiative to organize those groups where the industry, but also the authorities, will contribute. And those are organized by domains, ATM, airports, human factors, operations, and so on. We also have other groups, like the Network of Analysts, where we regroup the different national authorities of Europe, and much more. But most of these groups are usually specialized, like you have other safety conferences organized by manufacturers or operators or the ANSPs on a certain domain. So the ambition of SAFE is actually to bring to Europe a forum where we are going to look at the safety issues not from a domain perspective, but systematically doing this 360-degree review. And you will see that today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, every time we discuss an issue, we are going to put around the table operators, pilots, manufacturers, training organizations, authorities, airports, whoever is necessary so that we solve these issues and we look at the interdependencies together. So that's what SAFE will bring to the system. If I may, there is another initiative taken by EASA. That's the Data for Safety program. And this program is also one core element of our strategy to enhance our safety intelligence in Europe. But that we will discover in the second panel, where during 1 hour we will go in the details on how this big data for aviation program works. I will conclude this by just sharing with you what are two main tangible outputs from this system. They are the EPAS and the annual safety review. So the EPAS is the European Plan for Aviation Safety. So when we do all this work, at the end of the day, we publish the safety issues, risks we have identified into this document. You see the issues and the mitigations. And in the annual safety review that we also publish once a year, this is the measurement of the safety performance. So what are the tangible and public outputs of this system? So I think it was important to share this vision because that's where SAFE, is part of this orchestration. And I hope it's at the same time an oversimplification of a complex system. And I realize maybe at the end the slide is a bit busy. So on this, I would like to hand over to my colleague Raluca Negoescu, who is our SAFE 360 project manager. Raluca, on to you.
Thank you, Eric. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I would like to present you some organizational aspects and your SAFE journey today. We will start with some housekeeping points. First of all, we will mute all participants. That simply makes the better experience to everyone in this. In line with the current COVID-19 requirements, we have put in place a stringent safety and hygiene protocol here at EASA. That means all the on-site persons have been tested negative, and we are keeping a limited number of participants at all times in the room. In addition, off-stage we are wearing masks, and as you may see, the stage setup ensures the social distancing. Today's live event is being recorded, and we will share with you the event summary. I would like to spend some couple of words on the essence of the high-level panels. As you know, SAFE 360 is an innovative conference which strives to break down the silos by examining the key safety issue through a cross-domain approach and in an interactive environment. Today's SAFE shape is high-level panels on day 1, 360 panels on day 2, and on the third day we have 360 workshops and breakout sessions. The aim of the high-level panels is to have strategic discussions that set the tone of the conference for the next 2 days. Today, I invite you all to watch and contribute to these high-level panels on the impact on the pandemic from a safety perspective, get the latest development about the data for safety, and learn how to integrate safety and security. Although we may all be participating to this conference from various locations around the world, we have put in place a unique and exciting agenda for you. Your SAFE journey has started already by watching the on-demand content which is available on the SAFE website. For those of you who is not already aware of this, please check out these videos and the supporting documents because this is the starting point of the discussion, especially for the day number 3. And of course, you may still have time to take part in the survey on occurrence reporting. Also, speaking about the interactive environment, today you will have the possibility to ask your question directly to the panelists. Or, of course, in the next 2 days, you can vote also via the online polls. In order to do this, we will be using Slido, which is a tool that allows you to ask your question in a written form. In order to do that, what you need to do actually is, during the live session, you will see next to the window streaming page, on the right corner, there is a dedicated box where you can type in directly your question. Or if you want to see us in a full view mode, you can go simply on your mobile phone or any other device you may have to hand. On slido.com, type the event code of today, which is #EASASafe1. I repeat, #EASASafe1. So I invite you all to set up yourself with Slido and make sure that you take part in this high-level panels. Of course, another important aspect is due to the large number of participants, we may not be able to answer all of your questions. However, what we will do, we will moderate them. We will select the most interesting one, and they will be addressed by the panel. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you to enjoy all these sessions. And now I would like to hand over back to Eric. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raluca. So on this, I would like now to introduce our first keynote speaker. That will be Mr. Patrick Key, our EASA Executive Director. Patrick, on to you.
Dear industry and national authorities representatives, dear colleagues, dear safety partners. Let me start out by highlighting the overwhelming interest that has been shown by all of you in registering for this conference. Conferences of this type, presented in a traditional context, normally see around 300 experts coming together in a conference hall. Today, online formats reduce costs and remove barriers to participation, meaning that over 1,800 people have been able to sign up from across the aviation industry. This is a truly remarkable result. As a group, we have an incredible opportunity to explore the issues that will be presented over the next few days and to arrive at agreements that will strengthen aviation regardless of the challenge. The pandemic has been hostile for our industry, and even though there seems to be some light starting to shine at the end of this very long tunnel, the aviation sector will never be completely the same. In conjunction with the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control, ECDC, EASA issued the Aviation Safety Health Protocol in May 2020 to support the resumption of limited passenger flights. Arriving at the airport, we became accustomed to wearing masks, using hand sanitizer, and maintaining distance between individuals and groups. Aviation is a sophisticated interactive system that has developed gradually over many years, with increases or changes in activity requiring adjustments to each system and subsystem. The sudden and dramatic decrease in activity during the COVID-19 pandemic has challenged the safety landscape. During spring and summer 2020, the agency conducted a survey with the industry and member states to produce the COVID-19 portfolio of safety issues. This review has enabled us to focus our attention on new and emerging safety issues and to develop appropriate mitigations that were designed to assist all of us to operate in such changed environment. While the pandemic is an inescapable reality and remains a major point for consideration, SAFE 360 2021 is going to ask all of us to look at a great many more important aspects of our aviation system. In 2020, the world looked in wonder as human activity ground to a halt, and for some, we saw clear blue sky with no planes, for the first time in years or even for the first time in their lives. That phenomenon, together with the ongoing effects of global warming and the human impact on the natural environment, has underscored the need for us to work towards a green recovery. So already I have listed three major challenges facing us: the ongoing effects of the pandemic, the level of systemic change to our safety systems, and the need for us to move towards a greener recovery as we ramp up operations. But these are by no means our only challenges. The issue of staff well-being has become more important than ever. Changed working conditions, reduced activity, job reassignments, they have all had an effect on staff that we must be aware of and mitigate against. Many people have had long periods of time away from their operational duties, and those working have been doing so with vastly reduced traffic levels and job reassignments. This all has an effect on the competence and confidence of aviation professionals. Such issues have impacted people and organizations across every part of our industry. As we ramp up operations, we need to be conscious of the toll the past year has taken on our people. They are our most important resource. They service, they fly, they direct, they keep those on board the aircraft safe. And I am, of course, only naming a few functions, as there are many, many more. It is clear that the reopening must be achieved systematically and that it will take some considerable time for operating levels to return to normal levels. The agency is working diligently with all our aviation partners through our safety promotion initiative, Ramp Up, Be Ready, Stay Safe. This program will support industry to deliver safe and effective operations. We are thankful for the valuable support of the Member States and our industry partners who have given their time and energy both to the wide range of collaborative activities that we have undertaken throughout the present crisis. A feature of the EASA system is cooperation. Safety is a cooperative activity, and that's clear. The system relies on all members coming together to work towards the common goal of constantly improving safety. At this difficult time, this cooperation is more important than ever. While many of our activities have had to move online, this conference just being one example, it is reassuring that the willingness to come together and effectively find solutions remains as strong as it was before. Thanks to the member states and our industry partners, EASA was able to quickly provide new analysis of the changed safety landscape, which resulted in the COVID-19 safety risk portfolio. This new intelligence provided us all with valuable information that bolstered our safety capabilities at a time when many of the normal processes that we depend on for maintaining a stable safety system were somewhat in flux. In looking further ahead, EASA is continuing to work collaboratively with our safety partners to maintain the high levels of aviation safety in Europe by further developing the Data for Safety program. D4S will boost the safety intelligence capabilities in Europe and allow us to detect weak signals, which in turn will enable us to better identify emerging safety risks. This program is yet another cooperative example of how we are all working together towards the ongoing and innovative improvement of safety. By voluntarily contributing valuable safety intelligence, you are moving us beyond the already well-developed current reporting system. The Data for Safety program is now nearing the completion of its proof of concept phase and is moving towards operational status in 2022. So despite those challenges, as a safety community, we are not only coming together, we are imagining stunning solutions that will help us to shape the future of aviation together. There is, however, a major area that I'm yet to address, that of integrated risk management. I am, of course, referring to safety, security, and cybersecurity. We all witnessed the recent security problem of an EU-registered and operated aircraft being diverted from its flight path to offload a passenger. This action has raised many questions, some of them safety-related, and we can be sure that the implications of this incident will be examined closely by the various aviation authorities. While this event practically demonstrates one particular risk, we must protect European citizens regardless of the source of the threat. In doing so, we will need to design, agree upon, and operate a common framework that will identify, analyze, and manage risk wherever it may occur. Our challenge is to build connections between risk management strategies, to integrate the approaches, and to deliver solutions in managing the interdependent nature of aviation in this context. Over the next few days, you will be provided with information on all these subjects and others that I haven't covered by panels of experts who have been working together for some time already. You will be asked for your views and challenged as a group to decide upon safety issues and provide a commitment to move this discussion ahead. I would like to encourage you all over the course of the next few days to take the opportunity to dig deeper and explore uncomfortable subjects. SAFE 360 is the ideal environment for these discussions. Dear colleagues, I wish you well in your discussions and explorations of the topics. The coming months will challenge us all, but by working together, I'm confident that we have a positive future ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Just one remark. In the last days or couple of days before we close registrations, we had actually a surge of last-minute registrations, and now we are actually above 2,000 people who actually registered for this conference, which is a very good success and good indicator. At this stage, I would like to introduce the second keynote speaker who is with us today on stage. This is Mr. Luc Tytgat. Luc is a Strategy and Safety Management Director of EASA. Luc, on to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. Good afternoon, everyone. As Patrick Key, our Executive Director, explained, aviation is now in the middle of a big evolution and a systemic transformation, which is leading to a new type of safety risks. And this is probably also a main reason for today to meet and to discuss. We have also at EASA to adapt for this new environment. And for doing that, I mean, what we consider, for example, is to start considering how to better integrate the new airspace user, the new contributor to the air transport industry. And we have also to consider how the airspace, as it is today, could be now better managed and how it could be providing efficient solutions to the air travel industry. And also an element which is important is to introduce also the automation of how we manage airspace. And this automation is, of course, we have all in mind the emergence of new vehicles like drones. And this is certainly something we will discuss also during the 3 days. That can only take place, of course, if we establish a resilient and secure context to engage this transformation. And for doing that, I mean, you have seen recently that incidents, very recent incidents, demonstrate the need to have flexibility and reactivities to some risks which were not so well known. That is another reason for preparing ourselves. And this is also calling for EASA helping the EU to be on the front line, to be ahead of the curve, to prepare and to have this adaptability for the new environment. The third dimension in terms of resilience is cyber security. Cyber security, it's where you have new threats, when you have also to emerge with solutions, and this risk is coming with digitalization. There are areas of actions which have been identified clearly. It's, for example, to establish the conditions for resilience, and that is progressively leading for the agency, but also of all the actors in the aviation industry to deal with physical threats, which were not so well on our agenda so far, but which has to be properly managed in order to get the big picture. We need to ensure that safety is guaranteed everywhere. We have also to ensure that digital transformation is done taking into account the threat related to that. And we have all in mind, I mean, how we have to be vigilant when we introduce new technologies. Cybersecurity risks are increasing, and that is leading to also some measures we have to take to reduce the risk. And you see from this that the only solution is to adopt a 360-degree approach, to get an holistic approach, the holistic understanding of the different elements which are coming to us. The first one would be, for example, health safety. Initially, of course, health was not so high on the agenda of aviation, and today, for EASA is to develop its capacity. It is time now to consolidate that competence, to prepare also to manage new type of risk in the future. And this is leading to work we do with new partners. We have to undertake new research. We have to adopt a new certification scheme for aircraft. But we have also what we are calling future skies. Future skies means to us that we have new disruptive technologies which will be flying. You have urban mobility, you have new type of drones, you have new type of flying which require also attention. And attached to that, again, you have specific risk which must be properly covered. And of course, when we speak about future skies, we all need to think sustainability of the sky. And this is very important to us that, I mean, we have also this on agenda to see the impact on the green agenda on the risk it could create on the system. And a main driver to adopt this holistic approach, this 360 degrees, as mentioned by Eric and by Patrick, is to engage into a partnership and a solid relationship with all actors. On one side, the authorities, national authorities, we need to be closer to each other to offer a seamless solution to industry when they have to comply with the new safety risk assessment. But of course also partnership with industry. I mean, industry will grow and we come back to return to operations when, I mean, there is accompanying measures established at European level. And this partnership is going together with this. And of course, not forgetting SMEs and their specificity as well must be part of this holistic approach. I hope that you will understand that those 3 days, this forum, safety forum, is extremely important to us because we would like to share with you the risk we have identified. At the same time, we want also you to share with us, to learn, but also to share with us what you have seen yourself. And I would like now to pass the floor back to Rick. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very nice forum and successful exchange.
Thank you very much, Luc. So I believe that Patrick and Luc provided us with some perspective, bigger perspective, under which this conference will take place, and on all the challenges that we are facing now, and the upcoming ones, on this road to recovery that we are trying to go through. So on this, I would like to close the opening session and invite you to join us in 5 minutes at 1:30 for our first panel that will be on the new safety landscape. Thank you very much and see you in 5 minutes.